So my name is Brendan Castle and I work for Google. I'm their Global Director of Staffing for the Engineering Unit. So now based in Mountain View in California. It is fantastic and more. You know, you kind of get an impression of companies, you know, obviously there was the internship movie and there's obviously a lot written in the press about being the best place to work. That doesn't even describe the day-to-day stuff because, you know, you get past the perks and, you know, the cool little bikes and stuff that you get around, and what it actually creates is the university feel again. And so I recall day one interviewing at the company, and it just felt like I was back at university again. People riding bikes, people throwing footballs, and that's what it's meant to be, is how do we create an atmosphere that feels social and therefore will create the best ideas out of those social. And so we have coffee shops everywhere. And the entire intention is get away from your desk, order a coffee, and hopefully come up with the next big idea. And so it's just a fun place to work. We look for the non-typical. So if you think about typical companies, an approach that is, we're looking for this type of person. Actually, what we're looking for is somebody who's completely different, distinctive. What does distinctive mean? You could have finished a degree over 6 years rather than 3, but that's because you're also looking after your family, or that you're a marathon runner, or you're a champion sports person. What we want is the story. What we want is the personal. And so what we're looking for is somebody who doesn't think I, thinks we. People who really embody team, collaboration, fun, and most of all, what we want is people who bring questions. What we want you to do is bring questions for the world and then work with us to actually get the answer. Anyone who's thinking about a role at Google, rather than take the typical approach of going and just trying to apply for a bunch of roles, really think about what you're going to give to the company. And then ask yourself, how do you stand out from others? And how do you feel about an environment that is very ambiguous, very much ideas driven, and most of all, an area where collaboration is the #1 aim of the company. And again, part of it is just integrate work with life. Be able to create a balance that says, you know what, maybe you're just stuck on that idea. Why don't you go out and actually just do, you know, have some fun, play some sport. Last week, I literally looked out my window and I saw one of my recruiters sunbathing, but with a headset on, talking to a candidate. And his whole thought was, this candidate was really casual from Southern California, and so I need to get into the mindset of just, I want to be able to connect with him. How awesome is that? That's the kind of environment that the company creates. From a staffing point of view, my moonshot is that I can find people who don't know they want to be found. I don't want to go on profiles and resumes and have people apply. I want to find the person who's sitting in that garage and actually change their life. And if I look at kind of like from a personal point of view, I'm not somebody who makes plans. I've never made plans. What I want is to change people's lives. There's nothing more exciting than somebody saying, I never thought I could get to where I got to. And I think that's my moonshot, is how do you get that across the world? How do you excite people? How do you give opportunities to people? They would never have thought that they were going to have opportunities. And I think that is the greatest challenge for me, is working through scale, working through billions of people and saying we can provide everybody an opportunity. I love that.